With respect to Iran, as everyone on this panel has been stating, it is important to strengthen the democratic opposition. It is Iran which is the terrorist state. That's where the terrorism emanates. And that's where the focus should be. The State Department is going through their process as the Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia required them to do. And I hope that as they do so, they will expedite their decision and that they will reflect on the fact that the UK and the EU, to which I was an ambassador, have both lifted their restrictions with respect to the MEK, but the State Department, I hope, will make their decision based on the merits and to do so quickly and promptly, again, recognizing the precedents that others have created. It is important that we strengthen democratic forces not only in Iran but throughout the region. This is a critical inflection point in the history of this region. It is unacceptable for this regime to have either nuclear weapons or a nuclear weapons capability. Therefore, when we talk about every option being on the table, we need to mean that every option is on the table.
Speaking at the U.S. Islamic World Forum, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton noted that Iran's leaders have consistently pursued policies of tyranny abroad and at home. And these actions have not been limited to those just inside Iran's borders as well. And we need to be vigilant of the Iranian activities outside of Iran as well. And particularly, I know many of you here are very concerned about the attacks on Camp Ashraf, particularly those last April. I think many of you have seen the brutal video footage of that assault, but we must never lose sight of the fact to stand up against these types of attacks. The responsibility of turning over the Camp Ashraf to the Iraqi government was conditional on Iraqi government assurances that the residents of the camp would remain protected. I know many of you here are deeply concerned about those in Camp Ashraf, but also very involved in the effort to push the U.S. government to delist the MEK from the State Department's list of state sponsors of terrorism. And having worked closely in the Clinton administration with the peace process in Northern Ireland, in the case of the MEK, you also face a government in Tehran that is providing zero democratic opening for change. Much easier with the Irish peace process when you had democratic governments both in Ireland and the UK willing to engage and give some political space. Within the U.S. government, old habits die very, very hard as well. But the process of change is an essential change. It is essential that this process occur, especially now in the 20th century. I am confident the Obama administration's current review will be decided on the merits. I know many of you think that it's all a political process in the past, but having spoken to a variety of people in the administration, I do think that this will be decided on the facts.